I'll mark its whereabouts on your map, but I can afford you no further aid beyond that. I am deeply sorry that my folly of years past has entailed this burden upon you, but Altic works in mysterious ways. In his wisdom, it may be that he has sent this trial to test your spirit. I mean not for my sentiments to encumber you, but I'm convinced that you are the one chosen by the choral attire. But pray do not take that as license for complacency. Trials wouldn't be called such if they failed to tax one's ability. Stay ever on your toes, Enio. I would have you return whole of body, and bearing the 4 parts of my surrendered raiment. Heed me, oi poison Altic. Reverse thee the seasons turning, that we might gaze upon the battles of yore. Okay. Let's do it. Interesting that... Ooh, unstable connection. Hold on a second. Oh, okay, hold on a second. Ooh, looks like we have an unstable connection again. Hold on a second. Let me refresh the page. Oh, wait, no, we're stable. That was weird. All right, let's continue where we left off. Okay, let's go. So, we got ourselves pieces of the past. We have a choral attire, so we get more glamour to our gear, right? Love it. Ooh, we get our full gear. Oh, we go into a treasure hunt a bit. I'm so glad we unlocked the ability to fly. This really saves us a whole lot of time. I'm so glad that we didn't do this earlier on in the game. Just going on foot takes a while. What an interesting journey this has been so far. Oh, there we go. There it is. Ooh, we get level 45 gear. But honestly, this is just glamour. Okay. Oh yeah, there's the other piece. Gold leaf dice. Oof. Imagine trying to do this on foot. This would take a while. We're not doing too bad on time, though. Yeah, we're not doing too bad on time here. Hold on a second. Ooh, something happened with the connection. Ooh. We just lost. Oh, something happened with the connection, guys. Something happened with the connection. Okay. I was just looking at the dashboard right now and how much footage we lost. I don't think we lost too much, I think. It just happened during that cutscene that we were just playing in. Okay. Yeah, that's kind of weird why it's kind of weird why we just lost connection there. But it looks like we don't have any control over that. Eh. Oh well, what's done is done. What's done is done. Okay. Imagine you, a new player, had to go through all of this on foot. Oh, I'm so glad we don't have to do that. Just one more. So, we get a full set. Love it. We're gonna add that to our glamour set. Could probably do a quick visit on our glamour dresser in the end, so we don't lose this. Alright, we got this lovely quest of yours done. So, you have returned. Sound of body and mind, I trust. And you bear the 4 parts of the coral tire. I knew you were for the true owner of these garments ere I heard your song. Since the day we met, your determination has reminded me of much that I have lost, and would have again. I have at last settled my heart on a matter that has plagued me for some decades. When my preparations are complete, you shall know my decision. Until then, may your song lift the spirits of your allies, and your arrows seek the hearts of your foes. So, now we're just gonna move on to the other quest. So we're gonna move on to Rogue. Let's go ahead and get Rogue done. That took us probably 2 hours to do. Wow. Okay, where is the nearest entrance? The Rogues Guild. Oh, okay. So the Fisherman's Guild is the closest way to get there. Okay. No, forget your eggs. Yep. Managed to strap those daggers on without cutting yourself? Well, we're off to a good start, I'd say. Next, you'll want to get a feel for the weight and speed of your new weapons. I reckon those bling cheats in the field outside Limsa should serve for your first lesson. Aye, test your blades on a few of them lamps, then slice up some rats and bugles for good measure. Mind that ye mail them beasties one at a time, though, lad. I know you've served far worse in the past, but you're no dimmer dammer with them stabbers just yet. Love it. So this echoes more or less the same method that we did earlier. Kill 3 enemies. Rules of 3. Okay. Oh yeah, I love how we're so overpowered early on. Love it. Oh yeah, this is so satisfying. There's these lamps. What did they ever do to us? Ow. Okay, we need to... Yeah, we need to discard these. We don't need these anymore. Before we go back to the Rogues Guild, let's quickly sell these pieces that we have. Wonder how much gil we get from these. If only I'd realized sooner how valuable these things are. Ooh, look at the draw distance of these names. Alright. Let's sell these things. We have 100 gil. 1,000 gil. Not too bad. Okay, let's go. Okay, Fisherman's Guild. Okay, let's do this. Okay. Done with your milling, are ye? You can never have enough blade practice, me young colt. In fact, I'll even add the list of marks to your hunting log. Put yourself against the lot and you'll soon learn some new steps for your dance with the daggers. You must think of yourself as a dancer, not a bleeding butcher. You only need so much force to ram a short blade into the hilt. Precision and speed. That's how you get the most out of your stabbers. Bulky armor only have you plodding about like an ungainly Oroch, so make sure you're wearing gear while letting you move freely as well. Alright, get your blade work up to scratch, Enio, and I might just have a job for ye. Alright, let's get a tin piece. Ho there, Enio. I must say you're looking comfortable enough with those stabbers of yours. Aye, I reckon you're good and ready for your first assignment. Ordinarily, I would stow me wids and let ye get on ye with your work, but I see, as we only just dragged ye into the shadows, there might be a couple of things what ye ain't familiar with. Let's build on what ye likely do know, and that's the fact that the Admiral, God bless her soul, has outlawed piracy in Limsa Laminza. So why do you think there's still so many southern pirates in this town? I'll tell ye why. It's cause there's still one way for them to loot and pillage without incurring the wrath of the law. All ye need to do is apply to serve the Thalassarchy as a certified privateer. A captain with a privateer's license is free to terrorize the seas till the outgoats come home, so long as he only targets vessels which belong to the Garlean Empire. Of course, considering how bloody vast the Empire is, that's plenty of looting to go around. Crews fill their holds with Imperial plunder, then sail back here to Limsa to offload the spoils. And that's where this particular case went sour. See, this one crew got their fumbles on a Magitech device, a firing mechanism to be precise, but was rooked out their hull by some heavy-handed coves. If you'll recall, that don't sit well with the code. If you're bold enough to rook a pirate out of his due, then you best be prepared for a visit from the rogues. Ah, and speaking of visiting rogues, Underfoot! Over here, lad. I want the pair of ye working together on this. Pass sentence on them codifying rooks and bite back that Magitech part. Eh? What's that cult need me for? You're in charge of new recruits, ain't ye? It's Enio's first assignment. You're to go along and give him the benefit of your wisdom. Since when I was in charge of new... bugger it. So I guess we're going to be partners for the now. The name's Perimu Harimu, but most of me fellows call me Underfoot. He might seem a touch reluctant, but Perimu's one of our best. We just do as he says, and you'll get the job done. When it comes to the Lalafels, I can't tell if they're a man or woman. It's hard to tell. Alright then, me young rogue. Seeing as this is your first official outing, I want to be sure your dance steps are up to the task. With them short blades, you need to get in good and close to your mark, eh? But we ain't bleeding swads in shining armor, and the lighter kit we wear ain't much protection from a click to the gan. So if you don't fancy spitting blood and teeth, your best defense is simply not being there when your mark winds up to land a nasty clout. Sliding around to a flank usually does the trick, but there's some rum fun every rogue should master. The shade shift. Clear your mind and trust in your speed, and you can leave an axe-wielding brute or spell-flinging maze chasing your shadow while you bury your stabbers in his guts. Right now, it's time you to put this lesson to practice against some of those Aurel out in Lower Nanosha. I hope ye was paying attention, lad, cause those tentacles can pack a wallop. Enjoy. Where's the nearest teleporter? Realm Reborn, where the rules of 3 rule it. Oh, I wish we could all do this. I wish we could all do this. Nice view. There you are. Once we get to the level 20 story quest, it gets better. Fisherman's Guild. Ooh, a lot of people fishing here. Got it done for you. Done with your practice then. The stinging them technical buggers will soon teach you to stay on your toes, eh? Ahem. Now we got your blooded Russian, I'd say it's time to get down to work. First things first, we need to track down them old coves what rooked that Magitech gadget. Might be as one of our rogues has heard something. The guild thrives on information, you see. And we've got agents scattered far and wide with their glazes keen and their wattles to the ground. Let's pay us a visit to Tolwen at the Drowning Wench. Ask her for a weak ale and see what that gets ye. I'm not sitting up here for a laugh, lad. Trust me. Oh, I love that little animation that we're heading off. Aft Castle's the closest. Oh, even after all these years, I'm glad to see this game still healthy. There is a tall one. Wait, didn't we speak to this NPC before? Welcome to the Drowning Wench. What is your pleasure, sir? A chilled ale. Certainly, sir. Take a seat and I'll bring it straight to your... change your mind? Never in all my days. We may serve some cheap grog in the wench, but not that was watered down. If our usual ale is too bold for your taste, mayhap you like to order from the underground menu. Aye, there's quite a lot on offer for a customer with your roguish charms. Was there something in particular I could help you with? The trouble over that Magitech loot? 'Twas not a subtle job. The gang in question is an unusual group of former pirates calling themselves the Dainty Demolishers. They seem to be enamored of court dandy mannerisms, and have preference for seizing Garlean machinery. They're also known for conspiring with goblins. Rumors say that the Demolishers visit a beastman camp in Middle Anosha to fence their goods. And those goods generally take the form of Imperial technology. I imagine the goblins were rather pleased to take possession of Mark, the 13th anti-aircraft cannon firing mechanism. I forgot the Roman numerals. If you mean to steal the device back, then your trail leads to the goblin camp in Summerford. Summerford, eh? On your way, lad. Meet me across the river from the camp and we'll plan our next move. Interesting, the same area we were just in. Okay. So, do we get an instance battle early on? Oh. Might as well. Okay. Ooh, hiding in the bushes, Primo. Get your knocking down, Enio. I've been snilching the action across the way there. No sign of demolishers, but I see one of them gambler coves stuffing the Guardian gadget into his backpack. I knew a tall one would steer us aright. This is your chance, lad. Clout that gambler gobble and grab that device. I lost track of which gob it was, but I think it's that sun on the left. Just make you dance away from any bomb blast. Twisting and dodging in just the middle of a fireball might not save you from getting your eyebrows signed off. That's the way, lad. There is naught for me to do but sit on me daddles and watch. So, you got the goods then. Aye, this is the device, and no mistaken. Let's get it back to the guild, eh? We still owe them demolisher bastards $1 million, but they'll keep for the now. Here, you should be the one to deliver the prize to Jack. It was your hand what snatched out the goblin's paws, after all. Captain, I say, some fiend has perpetrated violence upon our goblin colleagues, whilst we sought but to wet our throats with fine libations. This will not stand, Captain. Our finely filched loot has been pilfered from under our noses. Blast and bother! My blood boils and bubbles at the temerity of this affront. I know not the identity of these audacious buffoons, but they shall be made to pay and pay dearly. With me, my fine fellows. Huzzah! Not too bad on time right now. Alright, Culinarian, Fisherman's Guild. Okay. Alright, so that concludes level 5. So we got some rivals to deal with. You managed to grab all that firing mechanism yet, Inio? Ah, still in one piece too. You've done well for your first assignment, lad. You don't look like much, but that crew put their lives on the line to cloy this here bauble. They'll be pleased to see it snatched back from the ruffians. You have yet to do for the D&T demolishers, Jack. The job ain't over. You're right, Underfoot. It ain't. You break the code, you face the consequences. Oh ho! This is not all what I expected from the inside of a convent. And who might you be, sirs? Your ignorance is understandable. After all, our schemes are always perfect, our heist impeccable. Shall I reveal our infamous name and drink in your delicious terror? We are deadly, dastardly, and dictationally devilish. Quail before the dainty demolishers. The rivals. Captain, I say, there's the cat who misappropriated our merchandise. I concur. He's the self-same simpleton whom we trailed unnoticed to this very establishment. Surprise, surprise. Now, my dear dandies, let us not be unpleasant. We should endeavor to resolve this distastefulness without resorting to insults or other less diplomatic methods. At least, not yet. You there. Yes, the clean-cheeked errand boy. Be a good fellow and fetch me your superior. One of your colleagues has committed a terrible crime against us, and we shall not be leaving until the proper restitution has been paid. Oh, an errand boy now I am I. Tell me, Captain, just what kind of place do you think this is, then? This place? Why, I suppose it is some manner of convent. The one-eyed doorman deemed it the dutiful Sisters of the Edelweiss, or some such. And yet you realize your mistake. Your fate was sealed the moment ye dragged your sorry quarren across the threshold. Are you threatening me, boy? I'll have my fellows cut out that impudent tongue. We've exhausted our reserves of dainty today, lads. Show these fraudulent sisters how the demolishers deal with upstarts. Ye still don't understand, do ye? There are but three sorts of calls with the doorman will pass. Clients, recruits. God spit! I'll kill you all. Didn't your mom teach ye not to interrupt a lady when she's talking? You have learned that the third sort of call is a bollock for Brain's Mark, what marches himself right into the rogue's den. Rogues? But we were so careful. I'd heard tales in my pirate days, stories about the merciless raids who uphold the code. They weren't called rogues back then, though. The outright thieves, they were. The knives in the shadows. You can't be them. You're just trying to scare me. Well, the captain of the dainty demolishers is not so easily cowed. To the hells with your deceptions. Huzzah! Huzzah for my fallen comrades! Deceptions? Aye, anyone ye meet could be a rogue, captain, even a clean-cheeked errand boy. He's still breathing. Find some rope and string him up someplace in town. And now the job's done. Quite an introduction you had there, eh? Welcome to Limbs of Element's ever-churning underbelly, where the thieves shed their skins and become rogues. I'm not much for discussing the old days, but it seems come up. I might as well clear up the confusion. It was back when piracy was at its peak. The coves what protected the code were dimmer dammers, the best lads and lasses to be had from among the pirate crews. They bit back the goods what was wrongly bitten, and came for the guilty under cover of darkness. Upright thief became the title for these coves, what dealt in sanctioned stealing and milling. But it was only those as had cut all ties with the buccaneer's life what was accepted into the ranks. Conflicting loyalties and all that. They formed their own guild and even their own way of speaking, and what was once pirates was pirates no more. Later on, when Merlwydd took the admiral's chair, the upright thieves agreed to abide by her laws. We became the Rogues Guild to mark the change and altered our recruiting policy to accept venturers like yourself. But although the title is different, the job remains the same. Uphold the code and preserve the underground society what spawned us. Just as you've done with this assignment, keep up the good work, Inio, and ye'll go far in the shadows. Eat an egg. Alright, let's keep going. A fine day to ye, Inio, and a fine day it is for a spot of work, wouldn't ye agree? This time round, it seems some eager buccaneers scampered aboard a local merchantman and made off with a shipment of muskets. Now, seeing as it ain't lawful to cloy from a Leminson vessel to begin with, the yellow jackets fell upon them daft coves afore their boots was even dry. Aye, they caught the pirates right there on the docks, but the stolen boomsticks was nowhere to be found. Fenced in a longboat deal, I'm thinking. That's when our guild was officially contracted to retrieve the goods, which were really needful, since the code would have had us on the job anyway. Ye don't bite the purses, so you're all fellow Leminsons and all that. So this year assignment, me natty lad. Find out where them weapons went, and bite that shipment back. Seeing as the cutters has hit that merchantman already rotting in irons, you didn't need rush in with your stabbers a stabbing. I want this job handled quick and quiet. I have the perfect partner to show you how it's done. This here's Vikeb the Stray. Ain't no other road what can match her in the arts of skulking. A pleasure. There are some problem, Vikeb? You seem a bit out of sorts. I'm bloody starving. I had one of them finger sandwiches set aside, ye know. Those egg-filled tasties they make at the Bismarck. But when I got back from me work, it was bloody gone. Oh, that was Vikeb's. I thought it was Underfoot's. Well, you just head out on the job, and I'll see if I can't turn up that missing sandwich by the time you return. All right, Jack. One more little detail you should know. The musket was meant for the Yellow Jacket's armory. So once all is bob, you can hand the goods to one of their culls directly. You can start whenever you're ready, Inio. I've had a colleague keeping a while out for aught that might help us, so I suggest you have a few wids in with her fist. You'll find her at the Helene, posing as a fishmonger. Okay. Okay. Just teleport. Oh, speaking of which, we need to desynthesize a couple of things. We don't need this. Okay. Alright. So we finally get to explore a little bit of Limsa Lamenza. Hello there, sir. We've carp out and trout, lobster and shrimp, but I hear you tell you've been looking for a special breed of fish. The long, shiny kind what Spark will put on bloke on his arse. We don't sell that kind here, but ye might try them foreign merchants. What was they called again? Ah, the Traders of Edge. They hail from the South Sea Isles and are known for dealing in all types of nasty spitters and cutters. I should warn ye, these folk ain't ones for questioning the source of their merchandise. In fact, they seem more than happy to pay for goods what came from below decks, so to speak. But if you're still keen to get your hands on those rare fish, then you'd best hurry to the Edge merchant what's visiting Limsa is looking to load up and leave the city afore long. Just the low means to transport his goods remains a mystery though. But with all the iron blades our Scott nursing his operation, it makes it hard for a girl to get both close enough to eyeball the competition, it does. I'll be sure to keep an eye peeled on your behalf. But it might be as ye can learn a little bit more from the folk round town. Where is Vikib? Oh, right there. Traders of Edge, eh? Well, if one of their merchants been staying in the city, then someone will know something to point us in the right direction. Trick is to listen without being seen. You'd be surprised how colks cackle when they think no one else is about. We'll focus on places what see plenty of traffic. You can have the Bismarck, the Ferry Docks, and the East Hawker's Alley. I'll try me luck at a few other spots, then meet ye in front of the guild when I'm done. Remember, keep hidden, keep quiet, and keep your wattles open. Okay, we got a treasure hunt. Culinarian's Guild. Okay. Culinarian's Guild. Diving dove appears distressed over some matter. Approach her while cloaked by had been attempted to start on crumbling. Diving dove is grumbling discontent. Ugh, the sneer on the customer's face. Does he think I can command the skillet to cook more swiftly just to meet his pressing departure schedule? I don't know how things are done in the South Seas, but here in Limsa Lamenza, folk appreciate that fine cuisine cannot be rushed. Come now, Dove. You must not speak ill of the patrons now. What was next on my list? Ah, another finger sandwich for the dutiful sisters. Someone there must be rather fond of eggs. Okay. I don't know where we're going with this thing. So after this, after we're caught up with the road, we'll do the machinist next. That starts at 30. Okay. You have quite an eye for quality, sir. We have a splendid range of produce from every corner of Eorzea, but one simply cannot visit Limsa Limenza without sampling some of the local specialties. Would you care for some freshly squeezed Lanosian orange juice? Or perhaps our famed salt cod is more to your taste. Okay. Smoke bomb. Okay, let's go to Fisherman's Guild. Curse my sense of duty. Would that I had stayed at the wench for that extra pint instead of returning early. I didn't ask to see anyone being bribed. Certainly not my relief pilot. Wonder what that merchant was about. Smuggling? Most likely. Should I report this to the Yellow Jackets? What if I'm being watched? Could it end up face down in the harbor? How convenient that we're back right here. Welcome back, Eneo. I hope your skulking went well. You might be an angel of death with the daggers, Colt, but any rogue which shuns the shadows headed for an early grave. Sneaky cove can nose about without risking a scrap, or slip himself into the best position to ambush a mark. Once they've seen ye, though your round fun is done, hiding is part concealment and part distraction, and ye won't be disappearing in a cove that already knows you're there. Alright, I'm done prattling. What you managed to learn about our musket-buying merchant friend? You see, slipping coin to a fair pilot was he. And by what you heard from that chef at the Bismarck, this trader means to hop the twig, and soon. That matches with me own findings. He's vacated his rooms at the inn and paid his dues in full. Being a merchant, we can be sure that he won't be leaving without his merchandise. So here's the plan. We wait for him to stack his goods in the pier. Then you ghost in and grab all them firearms. I'm hoping we can get the job done quiet and under cover of darkness. But it never hurts to be prepared for the worst. Sounds like he's got a small army of sellswords in the payroll. I'll send word to the Yellow Jackets and have him post a call near Hawker's Alley. That way you won't have to far to bolt once you bin the goods. The mark should be along any moment, Inio. Have you got your skulking boots on? Yes. This is different. You're not supposed to be here. I thought I ordered my hirelings to keep this jetty clear. 1, 2, 3. There's one missing. My crate of muskets. It's gone. Thief! Stop him, you useless sluggards. What am I paying you for? There are more pressing matters at hand. Oh, we can't go that way. Can we go this way? Where do we go? Okay. This is an interesting mission. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. But we're going the wrong way. Whoops. Let's go back the way we came. Whoops. Kind of weird, interesting how we can go that way. Oh, I forgot. No. Oh yeah, we have to keep going that path. Okay. Oh wait, we should have used the hide ability. Should have used the hide ability. See, we could have used that instead. Whoops. Oh well. Next time. These are stolen musket. The quartermaster will be pleased. Forgot that I'm actually a ninja. A little backtrack. It's a good thing we don't have to do those crafting and gathering. Those took a while. I remember that so well. That turned hairy, didn't it, Colt? Once you reached the Yellow Jacket, though, the merchant called off his blades. Wise enough to cut his losses, I'll give him that. I say we're all done here. Let's head inside and tell Jack the bad news. I heard the sounds of fighting coming from outside, and now whittled the cause of it. I thought we were aiming for subtle on this job. You see, that many swads was there, but you got the Yellow Jackets what they wanted, so all's well that ends well, eh? You're on your way to becoming a first-class rogue, anyhow. Aye, the job didn't unfold exactly as planned. But do ye see the value of keeping out of sight? Skulking might seem slow, but it can save you time and a fair amount of bleeding in the long run. Speaking of unexpected developments, I've a bit of bad news for ye, Vikib. I searched high and low, But it seems some unprincipled cove has yaffled your sandwich. There were naught but crumbs to be found. No! My sandwich. It was a Bismarck special. Do you know how much I was looking forward to that meal? Me belly is about ready to cave in on itself. It's a tragedy of the highest order, love. And you know I can't bear to see me rogues in such distress. So I gave Underfoot a special assignment. He should be back any moment now. With a freshly made Bismarck special finger sandwich. You did that for me? You're not japing with me, are you, Jack? This ain't no japing matter. It's a guildmaster's responsibility to see that all his cows and marts are at their best for the job. Ah, Jack, there you are. I got that sandwich you ordered. And didn't the chief give me a waterfall when he said he was in a hurry? Maybe next time you could think twice before you yavel Rogus. Oh, bollocks. Jack, did you eat my supper? No, lass, let's not be hasty. There's a fresh new sandwich right here for ye. No harm done, eh? You've cloyed something what belonged to me, Jack. And I can't ignore the code. Hey, the code! We mustn't ignore the code. You're having a laugh, aren't you, lass? Lass? That might be the swiftest string up I've ever seen. A punishment fit the crime. Take a good long look, you know. The code exists to preserve peace in Linza, to keep the alleys from running red with blood. This city's my home, and I'll draw daggers on any cove fool enough to threaten that peace. A pointed lesson. Let's head inside, eh? Your sandwich will get cold. Hey, do you mean to leave me here all night? At least you gave me a grand view of the harbor. God's pissed, these ropes are tight. And now we find ourselves indebted to the Rogues Guild. The Rogues Guild. The impropriety of all. Well, that I could see them occupying a cell next to those thieving pirates. He's not an innocent man. Ow. Them ropes will leave chafe marks for a bleeding week. May have wriggled myself free, but that's the last time I let me belly do the thinking. And just think, you kept strung me up over an egg sandwich. Those codes what will truly stomp on the code get it far worse. Keep up your training, lad, and you'll soon be handing out rogue justice yourself. Alright, so just like before, we're going to do desynthesis, since we don't need this. We don't need the bronze ingot. We don't need it. Our first new ability, the Throwing Dagger. I know, just a cove I was hoping to see. We have some nasty trouble brewing. The client's on his way, so sit in tight and pay attention. I'm calling Underfoot and the Strayan in on this as well. It'll be our right little rogue family reunion. Jack, the clients arrived. Our guest here has come from Maelstrom Command, with confidential orders direct from the Admiral herself. So you knew this won't be a simple job. I'm afraid your guildmaster speaks truly. 'Twas several days ago when an emaciated man stumbled into one of our camps seeking aid. On questioning the poor fellow, we discovered that he had narrowly escaped a life of slavery. He claimed that pirates had raided his village, abducting him and many others to sell on the black market auction block. We dispatched a patrol to confirm the tale and found the village almost completely destroyed. It was a meager settlement without so much as a guardhouse. Thus did its unkind fate escape our notice until now. You'd think these pirates had never seen or heard of the code. Pillaging honest calls and dipping their wicks in the slave trade? They're headed the right way for a good stabbing. Aye. Thorin ain't set down in so many wits, the code notoriously unforgiving against those as raise weapons against the weak. After all, the first pirates in these parts were called what was fleeing oppression in the northern seas. Ignore your history and ye risk becoming what it was ye hated most. So, you've a mark for us, then? That we do. The descriptions given to us by the escaped villager, we determined that these lawbreakers are members of the Jolly Merchants, a pirate crew in possession of an unofficial privateering license. It would appear, however, that privateering has been naught but a screen behind which to hide their illicit activities. One can only imagine how many other Liminson citizens have fallen prey to these wicked slavers. And we have let it happen right under our very noses. Naturally, the Admiral desires a swift resolution to this ignominy, but merely tracking down those poor souls who have already been sold is proving heavily taxing to our allocated resources. We could throw more soldiers at the problem, but that runs the risk of drawing the small folks' attention and inciting undue panic. Thus do we come to the Rogues Guild for help. We ask that you eliminate the Jolly Merchants and liberate the villagers presently in their custody, and that you do so with the utmost discretion. Consider it done. When those nasty calls will feel our short blades pricking onto their backs, they'll enjoy but a brief moment of regret before the code is rightly enforced. Alright, let's get to work. I'll be going after Jolly Merchants myself. Underfoot, the cab. You two lend your skills at a Maelstrom investigation and see what you can whittle about the calls that have already been sold. Enio, you're coming with me. I think you're ready for the next step of your education. Okay. Shall we get after these slaving cutthroats, then? Our client tells me that the Jolly Merchantmen set sail from Aliport a few bells ago. Oh, aye. They might even board an Imperial ship or two, but that's just some mummery they're putting on to amuse the Admiral's swats. I reckon the rest of the crew be back on land, looking to snap the shackles on a fresh herd of cattle. And just to prove me theory right, one of them jolly bastards got himself spotted creeping about the raftments in Lower Nanosha. There's a bean cove over at the Morbi Dydrox by the name of Swire Sint what will likely know the full story. He's more of a shipwright than a rogue these days, but he keeps his glazes keen for the guild. Head over and have yourself a prattle, and I'll join you soon like. Okay. I have no doubt you and Jack can handle a few sudden pirates, but if you need an extra set of samples, just say the word and we'll be there. Your aid and confidentiality in this matter is greatly appreciated. We can now focus on coordinating with the Yellow Jackets to free those unfortunate folk already sold into slavery. These jolly merchant bastards will be so jolly once we catch up to them. Okay. All right. Where is... Oh, there you are. I know you what you are. What can old Swordsman do for you? Hunting down jolly merchant slavers? Ah, well that explains a few things. I was keeping an eye on the bustle about the dry docks, you see, when I spied an odd trio off in the distance. This rough-looking sod, one of your pirates, I'd wager, was prodding along another bloke and this poor skinny lass. I've seen whipped curse less miserable than the two being herded. Last I saw, they were headed south. If what you're saying about this slavery business is true, then that jolly merchant's not going to walk his charges all the way to market. No, he likely has a boat waiting for him. And if I were a slaver headed south, my vessel would be hidden somewhere along the Salt Strand. That doesn't leave you much time. You said Jack was on his way, yes? You best go on ahead, and I'll point him in the right direction when he gets here. Okay. Oh, I love this. This goes a lot quicker. Swarsang came through us for us, hey? Now, what do we got here? This one looks a charmer. Sodded move, I told ye. My peg-leg grandma elbows quicker than your miserable sacks of shite. Or maybe you need another trashing, is that it? You already forgot what happens when you try me generous patience? I'm so sorry, please, no more beatings. We walked as fast as we could, but we need food, water. Then get in the boat and shut your traps. You'll get fed when we reach the other side. The other side? Where are you taking us? Are you challenging me or just playing daft? I told you to keep your bleeding mouth shut. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to. Leviathan scaly arse, he's sweeping again. Listen, we're headed to Heliport, alright? That's where me and my shipmates gather to take stock of the merchandise. Decide what gets sold where. You see, some buys what only lads, while others is looking for lasses. As long as we keep these rich bastards happy, we make more coin than we ever did scrapping what the Empire's war galleys. Not that you care about that, I suppose. What matters to you is that you'll be loaded onto Jolly Merchantmen, sailed off to God's nowhere, and Limsells will be a distant memory. So if I was you, I'd fill that empty belly with one last big gobble of sweet Lanosian sea breeze. I'm so tempted to put a blade twixt his eyes here and now, but that won't get the job done. No, we'll let him guide us to his mate in Heliport. Then we'll mill the whole bloody lot of them. The jolly merchants will get their due, don't you worry about that. They're gone. We'd best hurry to Heliport. Unless you got a quicker way, there's a ferry what leaves on Canopy Quay. I'll meet you across the water, lad. Why can't you take us with you? No matter. Alright. Almost there. There's Jack. Hey Neil, that jolly merchant's cove still with his captives. Seems they've taken a room under an alias. Hiding an operation in plain sight. Old as brass, aye. But it's an old slaver's trick. See, even if some call recognizes the merchandise, only a single hander gets boned. The rest of the crew just gets whistles. All innocent-like, while their mate is marched off to cry cockles. And ye can bet they've threatened bloody murder for any prisoner that raises to hue and cry. Patience now, cult. We'll just wait until we're sure that all these black cars arrived. Meanwhile, you'd better sharpen your stabbers. We have a busy night ahead of us. Ready for the job, then? Once the jolly merchants are all here, we'll ambush the sods and set their captives free. Yep, let's do it. That ought to be long enough. We'll just have to hope there ain't any stragglers. Listen closely now, Colt. The merchants are disguised as plain old venturers and have settled themselves in 3 separate rooms here in Alport. How do we whittle which coves are the merchants? Easy. Take a look at the daddles or that bingo swilling coal over yonder. He's wearing lavender gloves, the exact same type what that nasty son of the Soul Strand had on. That'll be how they find each other in the crowd. Of course, it's also how I whittled where each of the bastards were staying. Just snilts the hopeless gazes of the company they keep, and you can be sure you found your mark. So here's the job, all laid out for ye. We hit all 3 common rooms, mill the merchants quick and dirty like, and get those captives their bleeding lives back. Alright? Oi! The storeroom's door's been forced open. Some thieving sod's been at the ale. Well, they can't have gone far. Better get the lads to do a sweep of the port. Ugh, was that the merchant cove gulping Pierford ale? You'd think they have been doing their best not to draw attention to themselves. All things considered. Bloody oafs. And now we got a swarm of yellow jackets buzzing about, looking for blood. They spot us wandering around the Darkmans. I have a feeling they'll ask first and ask questions later. It'd be best, then, if the patrols never even knew we was here. We'll slip as sneaky as we can into each of the common rooms, and use them telltale lavender gloves to identify our marks. There's innocent culls in there do as well, mind. So let's try not to stab any as we don't deserve it, eh? I'm thinking we should head out one at a time to better avoid them yellow jackets. So I'll let you take the lead. After ye, Inyo. Okay, this is interesting. Now I wonder what these rooms were for. Just one. Oh, we got two more. This kind of reminds you of Splinter Cell. A little bit. Oh, here's the last two. Perfect. Oh, this is surprisingly easy. So we just leave? Oh, this is a surprise. Oh. Nice. That was interesting. I've just finished reading the report. In addition to liberating those unfortunate Levinson citizens, you've done much to cripple the Jolly Merchant slaving operation. Thank you. The Admiral shall be most pleased. Not a bad night's work, eh, Inio? The Maelstroms will be taking care of them poor calls we freed. But I've made sure none of the merchants we downed are like to get up again. As for the Jolly Merchantman, well, her crew can expect a visit from the Admiral's finest galleys. And it won't be for tea and crumpets on the poop deck. Right, Minetti lad, our part in this is done. Time to head back to the sisters. Excuse me, are you the ones who freed us? Aye. Was there something else we could do for ye, miss? The Maelstrom swads will take you home, if that's what you're worried about. Oh no, I know, I just wanted to... Thank you. If I may, there was one other thing I wish to tell you. Moments before you rescued me, that dreadful pirate was muttering into his cups. It was something about another raiding party that hadn't yet made it back. I beg your pardon? Seems they'd be hunting for slaves in Western Lenosha, and being so close to Alaport, our captor assumed they're out rounding up chattel until last bell. I just couldn't bear the thought of anyone else suffering as I have. Please, is there naught you can do? There certainly is, miss. You just get yourself safely home and leave the stray opacal jackals to us. I'll pray for your success. Thank you. Again. Heh, so much for savoring a victory pint. I'll send word of this development to the Underfoot and the Stray. We have some well-earned trade for the last of these jolly merchants. By the by, how's your throwing arm, Minio? I think it's time I learned you how to fling a proper blade. When you're out in the wide open roughments, you often find the need to sting a cove from a distance. And I'm sure a canny lad like yourself figure out all sorts of uses for a well-thrown dagger. Just keep it in mind for when we hunt down the rest of them slavers. Ooh, perfect. We get a new attack. Okay, this is level 15. Okay, this goes there. Ooh, we get another ability. Perfect. Those last few jolly merchant bastards must be camped out somewhere in West Lenosha. Now, if I was a black-blooded guild-grub enslaver, where would I be hiding? There's not to the west, but the Sagan pools. Even those bollocks for Blainsbriar pirates know better to trespass on fishback territory. They won't want to chance running into patrols near Aliport. So that just leaves us east. The flock. Aye, they'll likely be nestled down in the ruins out there amongst the dodos. That's where we'll try to pick up their trail. You head on over and snilch the place while I send word to the sisters and the Maelstrom. Before we do that, let's do... did we unlock something new? Oh, we didn't unlock anything new. Never mind. Okay. Okay. I like this shortcut. Let's do a quick fate. Oh yeah, this is not too bad. Not too bad. Alright. Ooh, there's the... Oh, we get another instant battle. What the heck happened here? What? I can't jump over this wall. Oh, there we go. Blue eyes, son, please. Oh. Oh, we're gonna have some... We're gonna have some dinner reservations here. Especially when children are involved. Thank you for freeing us. We've been tied up here since those awful pirates snatched us from our beds. Those are some interesting looking dodos you've got there, Inio. No sign of the merchants though, eh? Their leader mentioned heading over to Aliport. He said something about there being no signal. That was a signal that something was wrong. They just left us huddled here like lambs for the market. One of them japed about keeping the meat unsullied in case there was trouble. Pray let us flee this place before they return. And who are you to just sit idle? No. And who are you to just sidle and set loose our hard-won prizes, hmm? And who are you? Oh, it's you. 'Twas the damnedest thing. We'd have a crew lodging in Aliport, and not one of them survived the night. Done in by a couple of sneaky curs what favored the short blades, they say. I'm supposing that was you two. Seems you have a bone to pick with our choice of trade. Aye, I can't say I have much use for slavers. Except as a place to bury me knives. Oh, but I would have bothered yourself with waiting on your ship to come back neither. The jolly merchants are done for. You might have the right of it, lad. But then you wouldn't know the kind of coin the healthy slaves like ones will bring us. I'll have a new ship and new crew before a single moon has passed. You hear that, Chato? You're each worth shining bloody fortune, and you have me to thank for helping you learn your true worth. Ignore this, bleeding sod. In fact, why don't ye step back a ways? These coves are about to learn the consequences of breaking the code, and the discussion is like to get messy. Did you not think we'd come for ye? You could try to stifle your victim's screams in the darkness, but the shadows are always listening. Oh, let's get rid of the barber first. Yep. Come on. Come on. A loadsman. You're the last one standing. Any last words? Oh, more of you. No matter. Oh yeah, I love this ability, the Bloodbath. Couple more leftovers. Oh. Wait, is there more? Is that it? That wasn't too bad. Thank you. I shuddered to think what horrid fate awaited us had you not helped us to escape. I knew someone would come. You're just like the heroes in the stories. They always arrive at the perfect time and triumph over the villains. You think I could be a hero like you? I know I could be I know I could be brave and strong too. I just know it. You don't want to be like me, lad. Listen now. Me and those coves there, we're the ones what the scary folk are afraid of. And that's cause we keep the rules for the world they live in. We don't much care if you shirk your chores or get into fights. But if you ever break the code and betray your mates, then that's when we'll come after ye. No matter how far you run or how well ye hide. Live your life like the hero you want to be, though, and you'll never need worry about that. Aye, you two can stubble it, and all. Oh, it's you. I remember. I assume you two are the citizens who were abducted by the Jolly merchants. I am Captain Milala of the Yellow Jackets. Maelstrom Command has entrusted me with conducting you to safety. It's all right, lad. These folk will take care of ye. Go on. You'd best not to get left behind. Was there aught else, Captain? Word on a new job? A job? From me? For you? How patently absurd! Why, I'd rather hire sewer rat to mind my larder. Was it during one of your jobs that you turned Alaport into a slaughterhouse? What dark age is this that we must employ assassins to enforce the law? Is this continued dalliance with underworld miscreants such as you that prevents limbs elements from ever fully expunging the stain of periodical infection? Look at these weapons you bear. A civilized person uses such implements to carve meat or peel fruit and leaves them at table where they belong. Do you perhaps cleanse them twixt your teeth as you swing over the rails like the pirates you haunt? A fair city has no place for those who refuse to abandon the brutish ways of the past. The only champions of justice this nation requires are the valiant and forthright soldiers of the Yellow Jackets. Jack? What the bloody hells does this call want with us? I have not the foggiest idea, love. Just smile and nod. I have not come here to be patronized. I have come to put a decisive end to piracy in all its forms. Consider this visit a gauntlet thrown at the collective feet of the Rogues Guild. Heed well my words. Just before dawn this very morn, a maelstrom vessel stocked with provisions was boarded and looted by pirates. Much of the cargo was stolen, and that is vexing indeed. But it is the theft of 3 items in particular, 3 unique treasures of nigh incalculable worth, that most distresses my martial colleagues. As for the brigands, they made well their escape, disappearing into the dawn's mist along with their precious plunder. A rum tale. What's it to do with us? I challenge you, a contest to reclaim these stolen treasures. Should my Yellow Jackets and I succeed in retrieving the greater share, I shall formally propose the abolition of the Rogues Guild. Upon review of our achievements, the Admiral will surely concede that your unscrupulous institution has outlived its usefulness. Blow it out, your wattle. I have better ways to spend me time. Oh, do you now? This incident constitutes a theft against the nation of Limbs Elemenza. Does not violate your beloved code? If I'm not mistaken, you have no choice but to rise to the occasion. Unless, of course, you mean to slink back into your hole and abandon the fundamental precepts of your duty. Alright, you screeching shrew. You made your bloody point. And you'll be sorry that you did. And I promise you that. Your paltry promises amount to naught in the face of my conviction. I shall not rest until Limbs Elements is free of every last buccaneer, scoundrel, and shadow-dwelling ne'er-do-well. What now, Jack? For right now, we head back to the sisters. Welcome back, Johan. No, there's a lot more to it, Johan. There's a lot more context to this, but basically I basically did some angry dubbing just now from that character. So the character was angry and then ultimately became smug. That's all you need to know. So I already finished the archer, which became a bard, and now I'm doing rogue right now. So, took me this long to do them. Yeah. So we are just going in here to finish off this level 15 quest, I think. There's a story behind it, Johan. There's a story behind it. So they're still an archer, but they also do bards. I guess you can do you can play instruments in this game. Well, might as well quickly show you how that works. So here we go. I have to go to actions and traits and performance. So you can play different instruments in this game. So how about an electric guitar? I had to turn it into a bard though. So this is the controls. So you have to turn into an archer, aka bard. Unfortunately, this thing is very confusing. I have no clue how this works. So apparently you can do plus half step. I don't know how this works. I have no clue how to play music in this game. Yeah, you can press on different keys on your keyboard, but I have no clue how to do this. This is BPM. I have no clue what this does. These are metronome settings. BPM, beats per measure. I'm not a musician at all, so... You can apparently go into different octaves. Yeah, I'm not gonna dwell on this forever. So, but that's something you can do in this game. That's gonna take some time to grasp. But yeah, I don't have time to do it right now. So we're gonna switch to a rogue. So this is a rogue, but it turns into a ninja, and it happens at level 30. For a wee lass, that Milala's got some bollocks, and it seems she's well done without what whiffs of pirate stock. I don't take kindly to calls pulling me strings, but the shrew is right. The code's been broken, and we have a job to do. From the sounds of it, though, them coves knew what they were about when they cloyed them treasures. I'll need ye at your best. It's time you learn the art of mugging. Rough up a call in just the right way, and he'll give up more than what you get if you just plain knocked down his arse. He and the lads will be busy willing a story and then bin baubles, so you're free to head out and sharpen your skill. Might even be as you'll pocket some extra blunt while you're at it, eh? Okay, we got a new ability called Mug. A new ability. I don't need better gear since we already got that already. Save you guys the time. Oh, I just got the whole music feature unlocked in this game just now. Just today. I don't even know how it works. So that's not something I'm gonna get. That's gonna take some time to learn. So that's gonna be interesting. Alright, next up, level 20. So we got 3 more to go. So we do level 20, then it becomes level 25, and it becomes level 30. So I don't think I'll be finishing this tonight, but it's fun though, because we get to do different classes, so this game does not get too repetitive. So it's always good to have variety. Been practicing your dance steps, anyhow? Because we're about ready to run rings around Captain Milala and her squads. The Yellow Jackets been pressing their investigations into treasures what was cloyed from that maelstrom tub. But, as ye know, we've got our own network of coves, what don't miss not of the goings about town. As for the sharp end of the job, it'll be you, me, Underfoot, and the Stray. Let's get down to business, eh? Your cab's late to the feast, so I'll just make sure we're all on the same page for the now. When you get down to it, we have 2 goals for this job. Fight back them 3 treasures, and mill the coves what cloyed them in the first place. Ye can be sure that the Yellow Jacket shrew will be doing her damnedest to beat us to the marks. And seeing as the fate of the guild is at stake, we'd best not drag our due baiters on this one. I say we grapple them baubles afore she's even lifted anchor, and give her a proper reason to rage against us rogues. You seem awful keen on this contest all of a sudden, Jack. Hey, well, here's the thing. I sent me a grievance to the Thalassocracy regarding the Shrew's challenge. But them paper shufflers don't care with as long as one of us gets the job done. So I figured I sailed with the wind rather than against it. Besides, we wouldn't want to shirk our duties and force poor Captain Milala to blunder about in the scary darkments now, would we? How very gentlemanly of ye. He's no Hildebrand. Well, them's the cards we've been dealt with, ain't they? Now stow your cue-ups and let's hear what you've learned about them bloody treasures already. Aye, the treasures. According to the manifest of that Alstrom vessel, we're looking to buy back the Cerulean Star, the Silver Sorrows, and something called the Black Sarcophagus. Aside from the fancy names, I was able to whittle a few more details. The Cerulean Star, for starters, is the big old blue diamond what shines like, well, like a star, I suppose. Then we got the Silver Sorrows, a pair of earrings what once graced the wattles of Sultana of Olda. There's a tale there, but one what don't concern us at present. Lastly, this Black Sarcophagus thing. I'm afraid that one remained a mystery no matter how much I poked and prodded. In any case, all 3 of these trinkets was recorded as spoils from official privateering raids. Now, as ye know, a pirate will usually sell his plunder through a reliable fence. Sometimes, though, holding an auction is the only way to offload goods what is too extravagant or just too bleeding rare for the average cult to deal in. All 3 wondrous treasures fell into the auction-only category. When the bidding began in Aliport, the Thalassocracy weighed in with its ample purse, made some unmatchable offers, then organized a tub for the merchandise to be shipped back to Limsa. And that's when our marks swooped in and picked their transport clean. I had a few wids with the Maelstrom sailors that survived the attack, and they pointed the finger at the Grinning Curse. Problem is, not one call seen hide nor hair the Curse, not to mention their bloody ship since the raid. Sorry I'm late, Zach, but you'll want to hear this. Some of the cargo what was cloyed from that transport was just found during a routine inspection at the La Dragran checkpoint. A Dragran? Have the Curse made landfall then? And what are the treasures? Any mention of them? Not that I've heard, but the Jackets ain't done shaking out all the boxes yet. Then we'd better get our eyes out there, quick like. Anyhow, Underfoot, you're fresh for a run, ain't ye? Come on, Colt, I'll race you out to the checkpoint. Okay. You've never heard of the Grinning Curse? They're a pack of rabid buccaneers what used to belong to the Salt Hounds. Back in the day, the Salt Hounds had the crew to fill more few ships. Aye, there was no other pirate gang what could match him when it came to sheer numbers. But when the Admiral came to power and passed their famous law, most of the Hounds chose a life on land, and those who spat on the law became the Curs. Simple as that. Okay. Okay. Okay, what level is this ability? Level 15. Okay. Alright, we're good to go. Let's see where the rest of this story takes us. I haven't had the chance to touch the MSQs yet, but I don't think we're going to be doing it tonight. We're basically doing these story quests. I've been waiting to do this for weeks. There's a lot more classes and jobs you can do in this game, but I'm not gonna go through the rest at this time. So what we're doing is Rogue, Samurai, Reaper, Bard, Machinist, Dancer, and Red Mage. There you go. There's Pirimu. I want a race! You owe me a pint, Inio. Japes aside, though, it looks like Vikia was right about the cargo. From what I'm able to catch from them swats at the gate, it seems a peddler was boned for carrying goods what was known to be aboard that transport. They carted the poor sod away in chains, but the cargo itself is still here. I saw a pair of jackets carrying boxes up that wooden ramp. We need to know what's in them crates. I get the feeling they won't open their gans for Yaskin, though. Not while this fool's challenge is going on. Do you think you could skulk over there and see if they found them treasures yet? Okay. All right. Oh, this is too slow. Yeah, I love this ability. We basically become a ninja. Oh, come on. Really? Oh, you have to go. Oh, no, I went the wrong way. I don't think I can run this ability. Oh, effect ends, so we cannot sprint. Still learning this. So we speak to these two yellow jackets first. Okay. Silt junk. No diamond, no earrings, and no bloody black sarcophagus. Looks like we'll have to lean hard on that skinny peddler if we're about to find them treasures. The sergeant says the merchant's still pleading ignorance. Claims he was hired to carry the goods through the checkpoint and not else. What a pile of pugil shite. I'm guessing the pirates split the cargo and you're trying their luck at every checkpoint. Captain Mila's already given orders to double the guard and inspect every cart and wagon of what comes through. Smoke bomb. Love it. So they have found naught of value, eh? Bean. Thought we lost the contest before we'd been even properly started. But be that as it may, something don't add up here. Why would you order a call to carry the goods through the checkpoint? No smuggler's that daft, surely. That even if by some miracle the gods you squirmed through Lathagran without raising a fuss, why would you risk taking merchandise back to the city? And what's you cloyed it from? No, there's a bigger picture here, and we need to take a step back to see it. Assuming the Curs hired this peddler to do their dirty work, there'll be someone in the shadows as brokered the deal. And I just happen to know a cove but makes it his business to oversee these kinds of shady arrangements. Thing is, this black marketeer bloke changes his haunts depending on how the breeze blows. Quite literally, in fact. I seem to recall the navigator's veil being shifted by a westerly this morning. So that put him... a Tiller's Rest. Nice and close. Why don't we go ask him a few questions before we head back to the guild? Let's do a teleport. So we got ourselves a mystery on slavery. Interesting. Oh yeah. This makes it a whole lot easier when you can just fly. I pride myself on my memory for faces, but yours is unknown to me. Are you an earnest customer or an inquisitive annoyance? I must be sure of your intentions. Oh. Alright. Oh, the dance is old, but the name is new. Love that line. Put away your daggers, rogue. I have peddled my wares to your kind since the upright thieves stalked the night. Speak. What would you have of this humble merchant? Still tormenting the cults, eh, Granddad? We've come for information on a smuggling job. There was this peddler who was caught at the Latagran checkpoint moving merchandise for the Grinning Curse. Pleaded innocence even when he had the screws put to him. You wouldn't know aught about that deal, would ye? Every last sordid detail. Not a single grain of stolen sand passes through the shadows without my knowledge. But such prickly wisdom lodges tightly in one's throat. But what have you brought to ease the pain of its passage? Spare me the theatrics, Granddad. Here's your usual purse. The sum is paid. The deal is made. May my answer sate your frugal hunger. Your hapless peddler was indeed innocent. He was but a beast of burden employed by associates of the Grinning Curse, and likely knew naught of his freight's tainted nature. A pawn, if you will, a convenient decoy. There are those amongst my acquaintances who specialize in providing such services. Aye, that's what I thought. The Curse wanted that call to get caught, and now the Jackets have had the taste. They'll waste their time yaffling every shy pie what comes through their checkpoints. Meanwhile, the real treasures are hidden away in the Darkments, along with the Grinning Curse. Not the Darkments, Master Rogue. The Mist. Aside from the traveling merchant, the Curse Associates have spent coin on another piece for this little game. A navigator. One who is practiced in piloting a vessel through the Doxies pull. The Doxies? The gods only know how many ships have sailed into that fog soup and never come out again. And that's where you say the Curse have gone to ground? Now there's a trick that took some bollocks. Once their hunted tub was sitting dimber in the mist, though, it would have been easy to have these associates or their ferries ferry the junk goods to La Nocia. Then the Canny Cove just needed to wait for the peddler to get boned and draw the glacis of the Yellow Jackets inland. We need to strike now. As soon as they learn the coast is clear, they flee for open waters. A fair appraisal of events. Now that you know the location of your marks, however, it'll not be so difficult to track them down. The Doxy's pole was once an impenetrable shroud, but ever since the calamity the mists are far less constant. Now you search to the heaviest banks, and you will soon uncover those who wish to remain unseen. But now, a warning. The mist conceal other dangers besides the dogs you seek. A careless step may land you upon the chopping block. The chopping block? You can't mean... Seems I found myself another lead to look into. You hurry on back to Jack and tell him what we've learned so far. I wonder. Okay. Let's go to Fisherman's Guild. It's not too bad of progress we're doing right now. Not too bad. Okay, let's see where this story is going to take us. I wonder what's going to happen next. About time, lad. It was gone so long I almost sent the stray after ye. What happened to Underfoot? You see... So, our marks and their bin baubles are snug inside the Doxy's pole, eh? I'll not discount the old man's warning, but we may not have been our chance to crush the curs and grabble them treasures. We aboard this ship, right now. You, me, and Vikerb. I suppose we'll be needing ourselves a tub for the voyage. I'll have words with Swarsent and see what the dry docks can spare us by way of a ship and a reliable crew. Get your kit together and meet us there. Alright. Not too bad of a progress we're doing right now. Alright, let's go. Oh, we get an instance battle? This is gonna be interesting. Alright, Inio. I pulled in some favors, and there's a crew who will get us close enough to scamper aboard the Cur's vessel. It'll be cramped up on that deck if we try to mill that whole lot at once. We'll soon find ourselves against the rails. So we go in quick and quiet, and try to knock them off a few at a time. Well, Colt, are you eager to test your sea legs? Let's do it. This is cool. We're on a ship. This is different. Oh yeah, I like this view. We're just in the middle of the ocean, just killing. Oh, I like this. Alright, not too bad. We only got a few attacks, so this makes it easy for now. Oh, range attack. We're good. We repeat the same combos. All right, one last person to deal with, I think. That wasn't too bad. Jack, I found me one of them treasures. Unless there's another fist-sized blue diamond on board, it's gotta be the Cerulean Star. As for them other two babbles, I've tossed the cabins and been through the hold elm by elm, but there's not else here. Well, we'll just have to ask all sweet like, won't we? Spit it out, cur. Where are you keeping the rest of your treasures? Ha! You think I'd spill me guts for the likes of you, rogue? Maybe you wouldn't, at that. But what about this partner you're working with? Oh, gee, we don't need no partner. So you're telling me this was all your own idea? You woke up one day and decided you'd attack a maelstrom transport right out the coast of Aliport, then disappear into the loving embrace of the Doxy's pull. Not exactly your style, is it? The Grinning Curse, too bleeding famous for being the crew that turned their snouts up at privateering in favor of keeping to the old ways. You've only escaped the Yellow Jacket's grip this long by crawling on your bellies and snatching scraps what fell from the table. You ain't the type to sink your teeth into a Navy-owned vessel, no matter the price. Well, maybe there ain't no profit in being cautious no more. The age-old pirates is swift coming to an end. Merrill won't be stopped, not by a peddling little crew like mine. That's why we've thrown our lot in with the executioners. That blue rock was just our share of the loot, the scraps from the table, like ye said. If you want them other trinkets, then you have to take it up with our new mates. One job at a time, lad. First, we need to get these stinking cows and their tub back to the docks. Piss on you for taking our ship. Should have set her on fire while I still had the chance. The job just got proper thorny, but at least we have grabbed one of them damn treasures. Putting aside the issue of who gave the orders, there's no doubt that these was the coves as raided that maelstrom ship. Now, for a punishment, what fits the crime? I was informed that a certain well-known pirate ship was spotted weighing anchor at the Warby dry docks. I assumed that this was your work? You missed all the excitement, Captain. Never ye mind. The Cerulean Star is back and bobbing our sneaky little fambles. And these must be the Grinning Curse. Degenerate fiends! How dare you ply your filthy trade in Leminson waters? How many innocent sailors were massacred that you might sate your vile avarice? Every one of your kind ought to be lined up and shot. A musket ball is only answer for this rampant display of lawlessness. Wait. Do you mean to just execute him here on the bloody docks? At least take the buggers into custody first. Handing him over to you for lawful punishment will satisfy the demands of the code just as well. We've already got the answers to our questions, so feel free to take him away. Do not presume to give me orders, rogue. You only managed to capture these villains and their ill-gotten treasure by employing unsavory and unconscionable means. Why, you're not more than pirates yourselves. These bastards ain't worth a true... Wait, these bastards ain't worth a true pirate's spit. The upright thieves was formed to protect us from ourselves. Now they're just untinned dogs for the Admiral. Merwilb yanks the leash, and another buccaneer disappears. You rogues are traitors to your own kind. If it hadn't been for you... Don't go Scooby-Doo on us, you pirates. Go on, then. Blame me and me co's for your own failures. You knew what you was about when you defied the code. You knew that we'd be after ye. We're done here. There are still 2 treasures left, rogue, and I mean to claim them both. I'd reconsider this contest of yours, Captain. Turns out this fish we're trying to hook is a shark, and it might just swallow ye whole. What do you gotta say, Milawa? What shark is he speaking of? And how could any pirate challenge the might of the Yellow Jackets? No, he seeks but to unnerve me. I'll wring the truth on these Grinning Curse, and we'll see who triumphs over whom. You think this is over? The pirates will have their day again. Is this rogue or ninja a Scooby-Doo story in disguise? I'm not complaining, but there are some similarities. I should know. I think we've all seen Scooby-Doo at this point. So far, an interesting story for the rogue, aka ninja. Wow, it took me this long just to do the story quest one by one. So, what's gonna happen next? Being work on that ship, you know. First blood is ours. How'd you take to fighting at sea? There are few as can drop an opponent as quick as a rogue, but mind you, don't exhaust yourself just failing your blades at the tougher coves. And that goes double for when you have mates on your flanks. If you notice yourself starting to flag, there's not wrong with pulling back from time to time and staggering your attacks with each other to keep the pressure on. I said it before, Colt, but I'll need you sharp enough to carve steel for what's to come. I'm afraid this will be more of a challenge than even what that little shrew was bargaining for. That's assuming the curse wasn't lying about the executioners. And the executioners are who I bloody think they are. Twixt you and me, though, I'm hoping the name is just some laughable coincidence. Okay. Desynthesis. Perfect. Alright. 25. We're almost to 30. Ho there, Inio. We have a rough job ahead of us. And that's a fact. Matters are tangled enough with that Milala Mort snapping at our heels. but we still managed to grapple that first trinket without too much fuzz. Biting back them other two treasures, though, that'll be a different story. Once the stray gets here, I'll explain what, or more to the point, who we're up against. Alright, we have two bubbles left on the list. The Silver Sorrows and the Black Sarcophagus. Let's see where we're at. Oi, where's Perimu got to? Underfoot? He's still looking to whittle the tail behind that bleeding sarcophagus. We'll not be clawing that stickler until we have at least an inkling as to what the bloody thing looks like. Treasures aside, I've been doing some digging on me own into these executioner allies of the Grinning Curse, and I'm afraid the name weren't no coincidence. Inyo, you've heard of the bloody executioners, I hope. It seems them curs was feeding from the fambul of one of the nation's greatest pirate powers. This ain't no ordinary crew of cutthroats, lad. Within Limsa Laminza, the bloody executioners wield a power and influence second only to the Admiral herself. They was none too fond of Merlyweb on her prohibition on piracy, and it was only the overwhelming threat posed by the Garlean Empire would eventually convince them to play nice with the Thalassarchy. But pirates ain't ones to play nice for long. Now that Hilfrey ain't around to helm the ship, the solidarity on the bloody executioners has begun to show cracks. All the strongest captains and lieutenants have begun to form their own factions, and are scrabbling to claim the top chair for themselves. Of course, not one bloody cove can agree with another on which way the executioners ought to sail. Among these new factions, though, it's a group that is pushing to break free of the Admiral's grip completely. Turns out these reformists, as they call themselves, was the ones as took the Grinning Curse under their wing. Which means they've got possession of the last two treasures we have yet to cloy. Rumors round town say that even for executioners, these coves are bloody and ruthless and not to be crossed. We should sit this one out, Jack. Piss on Milala's contest. It ain't worth this kind of grief. We'd be inviting the wrath of the crew so large and dangerous that even the Admiral ain't keen on coming to blows with them. If they ever came after us. Large or small, it don't much matter. They broke the code. And when they hit that maelstrom tub... Aye, the Grinning Curs are paying for that crime. That would be poor studying excuses for rogues if we let the real culprits carry on unpunished. I mean to see this job to the end, and that means biting back them treasures and handing out proper justice to them as deserve it. But Jack! Listen, with all the infighting going on at present, us stubbing a short blade into one faction's toe ain't like to bring the whole executioner crew down on our heads. Besides, the reformist buggers are so far split from the main mob that they have been avoiding the city altogether. Now, it's about time we get to work, Inyo. You're to track down our black market contact. I sent him to looking into the Cur's new allies a while back, so he should have some answers for us by now. The veil was lifted by us suddenly this morn. That'll put the old man at his haunt in Lower Lenosha. Here, take this Sacco Blunt and pay a visit to the House of Styx. That's Kobold territory, if you didn't know. The old man bribes them with ore and hires the biggest and meanest sods as bodyguards. Just be ready for your approach to be challenged. Okay. Not too bad. Not too bad. Alright. I wonder how this story is going to conclude at level 30. Because after this one, we officially become a ninja. I can't wait. Whoops. And I have to say, this game has aged well. It's still nice to look at. Wait, were we here before? Were we at the House of Sticks before? Let's do it. This is gonna be fun. Oh. I like the music. Every different mouth has different music. I love it. Love it. What do we have here? That doesn't look suspicious. Come here. Kobold, are you gonna come here? Perfect. We are overpowered. Just like that. So, Black Marketeer, do you want to explain a little ambush? Welcome to the House of Sticks, young rogue. You must excuse my hireling's enthusiasm for greeting visitors. Now, have you any cumbersome baggage of which I might relieve you before we begin our conversation in earnest? A heavy burden for one of your tender ears to bear, but its weight has balanced the scales. The sum is paid, the deal is made. Let us speak of these reformists. This faction that so wronged the code now seeks to peddle one of its stolen treasures, the earrings better known as the Silver Sorrows. The deal, it is said, is set to take place at Costa del Sol. The buyer? A moneyed merchant from the golden sands of Olda. The earrings will be out in the open, vulnerable. I would target the moment of transaction, were I so inclined, as the gentleman up there by the cabin appears to be, for he purchased this self-same information. Though he attempts to disguise his identity, the stench of a soldier yet lingers. I know not where one such as he came to learn of my existence, but I suspect he works for a certain yellow-coated captain. Brave she is, but foolish. Stumble blindly into the underworld, and your groping hands will not save you from the holes at your feet. Sudden shall be her fall. So the plot thickens. Okay. Oh, wrong way. So, who are we going? Okay. I wonder what's gonna happen next. Okay, what's Jack gonna say about this? Welcome back, Inio. What information did the old man have on them reformists? Looking to unload them earrings, are they? And to an old un, no less. Says I'm surprised to hear the buyers from out of town. You won't find many limousines willing to melt coin and aught them co's reselling. Only the daftest of sods would go about funding them as means to pull down the Admiral. Eh? One o' Milala's lackeys arrived at the house before ye? How did they know to... Bah. Them curs we captured must have cackled during the shrew's interrogations. We'll have to assume the Yellowjackets know what we know. And that means we'd best get our arses to Costa del Sol bleeding now. I'll handle this one, Jack. You and Inyo can wait here for Perimu. Oi, the cab! What the hell she's playing at? After her, lad. She knows this ain't a solo job. Oh, so glad we don't have to backtrack too much. Oh, wait. We're at the resort. I told you to wait at the guild. I don't need... Well, it might be as I could use an extra cove in the shadows, after all. Jack has his mind set on punishing the executioners, but me, I just want to skulk in, ploy them silver bits, and skulk out. I reckoned that if I could manage that with no one the wiser, then they wouldn't know who to come after. Finish the job without drawing me daggers, you know? It ain't exactly true to the code, but the shield of underworld honor won't stop them bloody killers from cutting me mates' throats and send the sisters a glimmer. The guild's the only place what offered me to take in private stray like me, and I'll not see it burn to the ground. The deal's about to start. Say the word when you're banned to head in. Alright, here's what we know. The rich merchants what's come over from old days, some old mate to Master Jijiruju. The Cole as owns Costa del Sol. Jijiruju's taking his guards and dancing dells and pranced off down the beach someplace, giving over the use of the entire resort to this friend. Seems she didn't want an audience for her bargain with the reformists. Which, as it happens, works out well for us. We'll wait until they're busy haggling over the price, then snatch the sorrows and hop the twig before they realize I was amiss. Sound like a plan? Okay. There. The players have arrived. The reformists counter on the old Envoy are setting up on the southeast platform. The earrings ought to be nearby. Hang about. Who are all these outer coals? The place was meant to be empty. I see some nasty looking blokes in olden garb. And are those mammoths? Ugh. That merchant's brought along a whole bloody entourage. I've gone and got ahead of myself. I should have realized the job never be that easy. We'll have to mill a few of them bodyguards first, I reckon. You don't want to fight through a forest of blades should ye caught sneaking about up them narrow walkways. Jack, I thought I'd... Stow your excuses, love. I know full well what you were about. You start going soft on us, though, and it'll be like losing one of me arms. I can't take on the bloody executioners all by myself. It's only 'cause I've got rogues like you, and Underfoot, and Inyo here that the guild can take the jobs it does. When our coves walk the shadows, it's the bleeding pirates what do the trembling. Remember that, the cab. We ain't some two guild robbers that what piss their breeches when their dawdles are caught in the honey pot. We're the knives in the darkments, and no bastard wants to go blade to blade with the likes of us. I see you have not changed your mind then. You'll need all the stabbers you can get, and I promise mine will be there when you need them. Bean, Now, let's carve a path to the platform and bite back them earrings. Fikeb, you hide yourself down by the docks in case the marks escape during the fighting. Enio, you and me will split up and mill the guards as we go. It's them puppets that concern me most. I suggest you crash them little buggers afore they can spring any rum fun. Creep in as close as you dare, then give them a good, solid clout from behind. Aye, it ain't the most original strategy, but that don't make it any less lethal. Once you're done with the first group, slip back into the shadows and move on to the next. Not do it, eh? I'll head over to the back while you start in from the front. Let's wrap this up before them jackets blundering and scare off our marks. Okay. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I'm starting to get the hang of this. Ooh. There's our NPC mates fighting nearby. Oh yeah, this should be fun. Trusted as soul, we have a problem. Oh, we got one more, apparently. Okay, okay, where do we go next? Okay, this should be the last mob we gotta deal with then. That was cool. Rogues? No one mentioned aught about rogues. What in the hell do you think you're doing? I'm conducting a business transaction on behalf of the bloody executioners. Do you understand what that means? Do you know what they'll do to you? I'm all affrighted. Ah, then that you're the one who's shaking. It don't matter much to me who you work for. Your bosses broke the code and we're here to collect. Those would be the Silver Sorrows, then. I'm sure you paid a caravan a coin for them shiny baubles. But I doubt they're worth your life. Let's have 'em, then. Wait, damn you. You should know that this personage is an extremely influential member of the East Aldernard Trading Company. Surely you've heard of it. If the threat of reprisal will not stay your hand, then consider the political ramifications of interfering with a foreign dignitary. The Admiral would not desire you to damage Remsen's relations with Ulda. Yes, exactly. I'm a very highly placed in Howland society. I have a powerful friends who would not be pleased were you to mistreat me in any fashion. And you must understand that silver sorrows are a historical treasure, a gift once bestowed upon Sultana Nashana ul Nasha by her champion. The earrings were later stolen from the royal vault, and we'd lost hope of ever recovering them. That I might so easily purchase them thus is a miracle. The return of these trinkets will be... that is to say, the sorrows must be returned to Ulda. Can you not look the other way for the sake of my nation's pride? You must think me some dull-witted thug. If this deal was being made on behalf of your country, then why you're sneaking about and consorting with pirates? An excellent point. One might doubt your quality of character were you to continue with these feeble fabrications. You need only entrust those earrings to me, should you truly wish to see them returned to Ulda, that is. After all, was to fulfill that very purpose that the Thalassocracy bid on the sorrows in the first place. Be late there, aren't you, Captain? I think you'll agree this round belongs to us. On the contrary, my dear scoundrel, I made the winning move the moment I knew we were dealing with a merchant of Ulda. I come bearing an official order of seizure, authorized by the Admiral herself. You will not be harmed, but I must insist that you cooperate with this reclamation of unlawfully obtained goods. Though Costa del Sol is private property, it is nevertheless lies within state-governed territory. Come along quietly, and we need not inconvenience Master Jijiruju any further. These suspects will be taken into the Yellow Jacket custody, and do not concern yourself with the Silver Sorrows. They'll be quite safe with me. That smile. I heard the news from Jack. I don't think that was the Admiral choosing to side with Milala, though. Probably just eager to reclaim the Silver Sorrows. Anyway, that bit about them earrings being cloyed from the Royal Vault turns out to be true. Seems some famous burglar went after him, and once he heard about the godlike agility he was said to bestow upon the wearer. Bah! The hells take that canary-colored harpy. We might as well have handed the things to her on a velvet cushion. I'll go find Underfoot and help him with his digging. There's still that last treasure out there, and you can be sure the reformists won't be giving it up without a fight. Aye, you do that. Be in luck to ye, love. Ah, there you are. You left before events had truly been decided, and I thought you deserved to know the score. The olden merchant has acquiesced to our request and surrendered the Silver Sorrows into our keeping. We've also apprehended the reformist accountant, and will be holding him for further questioning. Aho! Bonin and an associate of the Bloody Executioners. You Yellow Jackets don't flinch from your duty. I'll give ye that. And what's this I hear about you buying information, Captain? I thought you'd sooner die than associate with elements of the underworld. I will do what I must to stay ahead in this challenge, and that Marketeer's challenge was vital to the case. It's true I might find his practices distasteful, but he is no pirate. It is the fading era of piracy, which I mean to consign to the history books. And that chapter will never be fully closed until every pirate spawn relic, including you and your guild, becomes a thing of the past. Valiant and forthright, these are the words by which the Yellow Jackets live. It is the manner in which we protect Limsa Lemensa. I swore an oath on the graves of my sisters. No more shall the innocent suffer at the hands of these savage buccaneers, these unrepentant killers. And a grand oath it is. Me, I've got some fumbles full, just keeping the code intact. But the code is a kind oath, too, when you get down to it. And since I've sworn to uphold it, I have no intention of stepping aside and letting you trample all over me or me coves. In fact, you'd better be off giving in now before matters get proper serious. Just say you're sorry, admit defeat, and we'll leave it to that. Eh? Your audacity knows no bounds. I am done wasting words. I shall reclaim that last treasure, and then I will look on victorious as your guild is dismantled brick by brick. That's the spirit, Captain. Just don't forget to keep an eye on them earrings. The city's crawling with rogues, you know. You could keep the sorrows in a bloody lockbox in the Coral Tower, but look away for a moment and one of me coves will bite them beauties right back. Come on, Enio. It's back to the sisters for us. How appropriate for that sunrise. Level 30. Finally. Whoops. Oops, wrong place. Went to the wrong place. Okay, let's go. What were we gonna get for level 30? I'm curious. I wonder what we're gonna get next. Well, after all that hard work, the shrew made off with the spoils. And as far as our damn contest goes, I suppose that makes us even. It'll be the last treasure, this black sarcophagus, that decides the victor. Whatever the reformers are doing to keep it Bob, you can beat your grandmom's teeth. There'll be some blade work needed before this job is done. Get yourself ready for a proper scrap, you know. All right, so the level 30. I wonder how that's gonna unfold. I wonder how this is gonna go. Jack's rogues had new information to find missing treasure. I was wondering when you'd show up, you know? But bugger me if you don't look ready to mill an entire crew of sods by yourself. And being that you are, because we finally uncovered some hard facts about that last treasure. Won't be long now before we cloy that winning piece and put this daft challenge to bed. Alright, I've gathered the other coves for a meeting, so let's get down to it. At long bloody last, the black sarcophagus has given up its secrets. Underfoot, you have some news for us? Aye, Jack, I think half our troubles in whittling the truth of it lay in calling this nasty thing a treasure. The black sarcophagus ain't no dimber bauble. It's the Mark Lee Magitech mine, a bleeding prototype explosive that was bitten from an Imperial transport vessel. And even though it ain't that big, maybe the size of a small cargo box, they say the blast had enough kick to incinerate a bloody behemoth. Seems the Garleans meant to start production at their factory in La Nocia, then distribute the mines to Castrum Marino. Lucky some plucky privateer cloyed the prototype en route then, eh? An experimental weapon. That explains why the thalassocracy was so bleeding eager to bid at that auction, and so reluctant to share the details with us. At last, at least now we know the what, but there's still the question of the where. The Curs delivered their bidden goods to the reformist. That much is certain. What happened to the sarcophagus after that, though, we ain't so sure. There have been no reports of huge explosions or the like, so either the executioners still have the mine, or they have peddled it to some other buyer. The reformist faction came together out of their shared hatred for the Admiral and her ways. I'm guessing they didn't cloy that bomb just to sell it. What is it, Lonnie? A letter for ye, Jack. Says it's urgent. A letter? Who's it from? The old man. I found it while I was sorting through our daily deliveries. Let's see now. Come to Talos. I have urgent news. I'd never known the old man to summon a customer. No one's seen him at his usual haunts for a while. So you reckon this some rum morsel he's dug up just for us? Aye, it could be. Or a trap. Inyo, you and me are headed to Talos. Underfoot, Vikeber, you're to take another stab at pinning down a location of the sarcophagus. Sounds like a trap. Okay. Okay, let's go to Camp Bronze Lake. No teleporter. All right. Oh, wait a minute. We don't have to take a ferry, we can just fly there. Kinda forgot that we can do this. There it is. We're almost there. So it looks like we still got another quest to go before we get to unlock the soul gem. Ooh, what the heck? He died? Ooh, that's unfortunate. Well, that's unfortunate. Oh yeah, you don't stand a match against us. What happened here? You're wasting your time, darling. We opened that Scrag's wrinkled throat bells ago. You crossed the bloody executioners and you got what's coming to ye. Did you like your message? We wasn't sure you'd fall for it, but a little mystery goes a long way, eh? Don't be like that, darling. Me and me mates didn't have much choice. When the boss says, go play with the rogues, then we gotta go play with the rogues. After all, we never asked you to come to ruin our game now, did we? And don't give me no long-winded speech about your precious code. The reformist vision stretches far beyond what them title rules is good for. Once Captain Ishibir takes command of the executioners, it'll give us back the teeth we lost when we submitted to the Admiral's leash. We'll be the terrors of the sea once more, free to rove and plunder in a new age of pirate glory. And I'll bathe in blood to see that age come to pass. I'll kick down your shite-sticking code and then have all your sneaky heads in the shopping block. Like hells you will. The only sentence what's being passed today is yours. Well, hello there, darling. Ain't you a fine-looking lad? I've heard all this prattle before. Free to pillage and plunder, is it? Aye, it all sounds grand. But you don't think of the price. That shite-stinking code is the only thing what keeps you bloody code from milling in one another. Without it, Limsa to call home, you'd be drifting the ocean o' quarrons. But if you're so keen to keep company with the dead, I'll be suddenly happy to oblige. You was prettier with your gob shot, but I can see I'm out of me depth here. As much as I like to lop off your noggins, I'll have to be satisfied with dragging the two of ye out into the wilds. Kept you out of the way, haven't I? Out with it, then. Ain't it obvious? You stubborn scrags is looking to swipe our new toy, and my job was to stall ye. The captain has the mind with him right now. Is to show the rest of the executioners that's got the stones to sit in the leader's chair. And what better way to do than executing that bitch what snapped the change on our crew? He's talking to the Admiral herself? You're planning to blow up the command room, ain't ye? Ah, you've got me permission to panic, of course. If you'd rather steer clear of the city, I'd be glad to keep you company right here, sweet meat. Oh, well, that's a shame. We've got this mad mod at our mercy. She seems to be enjoying herself. I better drag her back to the guild and see what other information she'll spill. I'll need you back in Limsa as well, but you have business at the foremast first. Should find the Captain Milal at her post there. Forget about the sodding challenge and tell her everything we know. Let's meet judgments well off kilter. She'll do what needs to be done. Oh, that's so nice of her. That's so nice of her. Okay. Okay. We speak to that. We speak to Milala again. How... What could possibly go wrong? Oh. Do a quick challenge log. Oh, hello, Milala. How are you doing? Oh, you're one of Jack's rogues. You've come to steal the sorrows, have you? Well, you shan't have them. As you can see, they're safely clasped upon my very own. You're not here for the earrings? The Admiral, you say? And you are sure these fiends are in possession of the Sarcophagus? I must deploy more sentries at once. Do not think these voids are a challenge, rogue. You can relay as much to your impudent guildmaster. I suppose you can thank him for the warning as well. Gee, thanks a lot, Milala. Thanks a lot. I guess Milala has her pride at stake also. Okay. All right, Jack, we did what you needed for us to do. So the jackets are on the move. I've been listening to that adult pirate cackle since I got her back to the sisters. But she's given us not what we didn't already know. And we know more than enough. I say we rally the rogues and go after that mine before it blows up in our muns. Clawing victory. Still no soul yet. If the leader of the reformists, this Captain Eisesbeer, is planning on milling the Admiral with a bang, then my guess is he'll be aiming to demolish the entire command room. You know the mizzenmast, eh? The tower what holds the drowning wench in Bulwark Hall? The Admiral's bridge and her command room are right at the top of it. Then you've got the district what surrounds the mizzenmast. That's the busy beating heart of the city. Even with the threat of an attack, you can't just seal it up in the blink of an eye and call the whole thing Bob. Try to explain the dangers to the Coles, what live and work there. And then you'd have a frightened, stampeding mob on your fambles. Nah, lad, our only option is to have eyes snilching every approach to the tower. I'll put the wit out to as many coves as I can, and spread them through the streets. Your job will be to cover the aft castle. Just wait and see, you know. We'll get this Eisesbeer and his little bomb, too. Okay. Let's do this. Oh yeah, I'm so glad we got got this whole thing leveled up ahead of time. Instance battle. This is gonna be interesting. Love it. Oh, the fog picked a grand night to roll in thick. This will make things interesting. Our presence on the street is far too thin. Where are the reinforcements I ordered? My apologies, Captain. There just aren't many more soldiers to spare. The bulk of our forces has already been assigned to guard not only the Admiral, but a number of other high-ranking personnel as well. Unacceptable. What could Commodore Raynor be thinking? There are dangerous criminals stalking the city as we speak. Call in squads from the outpost if you must, but I want to see our security tightened and the populace properly protected. But Captain, we can't be certain the pirates' plan hasn't changed. If you consider the possibility that they've switched to a target outside the walls, it would be a folly to weaken those defenses. You made your point, Sergeant. Return to your post. Once all is lost, it is far too late to question what one should have done. You seem troubled, sir. Perhaps I can be of Ah! I've been dying to meet you, lass. Aye, keen to set eyes on the bold yellow belly what cost our crew a fortune in olden coin. You are an executioner. One of Isabeer's men. Yeah, I've strayed too far into a world you don't understand, lass. Your eyes is fixed on the light of justice, leaving you blind to the chasm opening up at your feet. Ouch. At least they'll say you died with your boots on. The yellow belly won't be bothering us no more, Captain. As for the mine, the lads will have primed in front of the wench by the time you get there. Good. Not long now before we drag that bitch Admiral, her pretty tower, and all her simpering curs down to the bottom of the sea. Then I'll raise our flag on the ruins of the mizzenmast, and lead our brethren in their return to the old ways of blood and plunder. Should not have had that last bottle. Bottles. The wife's gonna kill me. What's that then? She's barely alive. Or not after the command room. They need to bring down the entire tower. If the mizzenmast falls, the bridges will follow. Half the city will. Please, you must help me. The danger, far greater than we. Bloody hells. It's alive. Oh, no. I didn't see nothing. Didn't see nothing. Please, you must send word. Someone must be told. You. How did you... Your valiant and forthright weapon. You could hear that single pistol shot from miles away. It was hard to guess what had happened. I post the Yellow Jackets on my way over. I hear it'll be along shortly. Bean, that means we have only one last thing to do. We have never been allies, but I beg of you. You must stop them. Save the city. Alas, you know you don't need to ask. Taking down Mad Coast and biting back what was been is our job. You all set, then? Ready, Jack. Always. Then let's go cloy that sarcophagus and fit Icebeer for a new coffin. This is gonna be an interesting climax. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, this is a fun battle. Fighting alongside your NPC allies. Ooh, there's some allies fighting alongside us. It's good to see action like that happening, so it's not just us. That's one of the detonators, I think. Okay, where are the detonators? Oh, there's one of the detonators. Let's go to the lower level. I think there's a detonator down here. "90 seconds? Is there one all the way down here? Nope, wrong way. Let's move quickly. This is probably one of the few timed missions I've ever had to deal with in this game. Oh, come on. There's the last detonator. Ooh, boy. This is cutting it close. There we go. There we go. So we just had to kill all enemies now. Oh, that's it. Okay. Where's the last boss? Status report. The mine has been disabled, and the engineers should soon have it safely removed. Our soldiers sustained some injuries in the battle with the Reformist, but none were fatal. Also, the Admiral sends her nicest, sincerest gratitude. Look, there she is! That's Captain Milala, the hero of Limsa Lamenza. Are you recovered from your wound, Captain? We heard how you very nearly lost your life stopping the horde of pirates from blowing up the mizzenmast. 3 cheers for the Yellow Jackets. Our city be lost without ye. But wait, that's not how it... Sergeant, what of the rogues? Did they survive the battle? I don't rightly know, Captain. All we found near the sarcophagus were a reformist, either dead or strung from the rafters. Alive, then. Would seem we are deeply in their debt. Captain, might I have the silver sorrows from you now? We've been ordered to hand him over to the Commodore, along with the black sarcophagus. Why, of course, they're right. The earrings! I could have sworn I was still... He wouldn't have. He stole them from me while I lay dying. That cad, I knew he was not to be trusted. Keep an eye on them, indeed. I should have known. Are you sure about this, Jack? We should have cloyed the sarcophagus as well. I think she's earned it, don't you? It bothers you that much? Think of it as a trade. If you ask me, they look a bit daft. Well, I didn't ask ye. So the jackets ended up with the mine. And we got the diamond and the earrings, which means victory belongs to the Rogues Guild. Do you think that Milala will leave it at that then? I get the feeling we ain't done with her yet. I'd say we're done with her challenge, but you never know when our paths will cross again. We'll just have to see what Limsa's underbelly spits up next. Hey, this city ain't never quiet for long. Well, it's been a pleasure working with ye, Neo. If I ever need a trusty pair of stabbers by me side, I'll know who to ask. I'm off as well. Bloody starving, I am. Don't forget to yaffle a bite when you can, eh, Inio? We'd best head back to the sisters, too, before the shrew decides she'd rather hear us cry cockles. Been working, Inio. Be seeing you soon. Touching. That was very touching. All right. So we become a ninja soon. It was worth it. Oh there, it'll be nice to finally have a bit of rest, eh? The job never ends, but even a dimber damber like myself needs to breathe every now and again. And your venturing mates must be wondering where you've got to. That was a proper long assignment, but I'm glad you decided to see it through. You've proven to be a stalwart protector of the code. Even if this ain't truly your world, when you walk back into the lightments, you'll have to find your own code to uphold. And when you do, you have the skills you learn in the shadows to help you defend it. Well, that's more than enough prattle out of me. Your travels might take you far and wide, Inyo, but know you're always welcome here at the Sisters. Indeed it was. All right. Okay. The synthesis. Okay, so here we go. We get the soul, and we get a soul of the ninja, and 10. Jack has just a job for Dimber Cove like yourself. Ah, Inio, keeping your stabber sharpened, I hope? But I got a job to be done, and I reckon a Dimber Damber what put the executioners on the chopping block is just the one to be doing. My men have sighted some shifty types around Wine Porter late. Not code-breaking curs, so as far as I know, and that's the rub. We don't know half as much about them as I'd like. They claim to be simple peasants, refugees from some far-flung realm. But I don't know many peasants what skulk about in the Darkmans as much as they've been doing. So long as they're not breaking the code, they can do as they please. But being who we are, it falls to us to look into the matter and make sure that's all Bob. So as my gut tells me, this may be a two-rogue job. I've sent Underfoot on ahead, so pull in your best beater cases, head to Wineport and meet him there. Alright, so we finally get the gem. We finally get the soul gem that we've been waiting for 3 hours. There's Perimu. Inyo, when Jack said he'd be sending one of the guild's canniest coves along after me, I had a feeling it might be you. Now, I'd love to tell you old Underfoot's already whittled the whole scrap on our friends, but the truth is, I've turned up more questions than answers. They claim to hail from the South Sea Isles, but me little birds at Milvan's gate swear to the last man that's some piss-poor mummery. There's no record of any such ships sailing into port. Looks like it falls to you and me to take a closer snilch, eh? I hope you brought your sharpest stabbers, as there's no telling who we're... Did you hear that, lad? Either old Underfoot's gone daft, or some mort just screamed out of dear life. Something tells me a little task's about to take a turn for the interesting. Let's say we go see what's what. We finally become a ninja soon. 3 hours. Queer maid. What happened here? Have mercy, I am but a simple mermaid with not a single gill to my name. Rest easy, lass. My friend and I don't mean you no harm. Though I must say, you've got me curious. Just what in the name of the 12 happened here? I had just come to town to purchase some supplies. No sooner had I walked through the gates than I was suddenly accosted by 3 burly drunkards who demanded I hand over all my possessions. That was an interesting camera cut. To my good fortune, it seems the men had partaken a bit too heavily. When they saw the meager contents of my coin purse, they began to squabble among themselves. A fistfight ensued, and before I knew it, the 3 men were lying on the ground as you see them now. Sounds like Nemea smiled upon you today, lass. Though might I suggest you be a bit more careful in your next visit. All manner of scurvy sorts frequent these parts, and you'll find that not all of them are blundering lackwits like your friends here. Thank you for your concern, good sir, and rest assured that I will take your words to heart. Good day to the both of you. Well, Enio, how did that girl's wit strike ye? Mummery, I say. You too? I was thinking the very same. Squabbling amongst themselves? Just look, there's barely a scratch on any of these louts. Aye, I'd wager there's more to the rumducksy that she's letting on. Come, let's go on to the drag and see what she might be hiding. Huh? Deja vu with that bat? And a right mess we got here. You reckon these coves got on the wrong side of our lass? One thing's for sure, there are no more peasants than you and I. Well, look at these stabber tells me as much. I have failed. I beg of you, take this and return it to Master Oboro. To Lady Tsubame. It's too late. The poor sod's dead. As for this stone, your guess is as good as mine. A lucky charm of sorts, mayhap. Any road, we best start moving our due beaters afore the lass gets away. Her footprints lead in the direction of Upper Lenosha. No, there's no need to teleport. Oh. Oh, we meet again, maid. Interesting, why you here? She hides behind a tree, as if that could hide her from me. Zoro? She didn't really think she could fool me with those silly rags, did she? Or did she? Perhaps she's not as clever as we believed. And a mysterious savior rushes to the damsel's defense. Such chivalry, such compassion, such folly. Little does he know that the girl is more than capable of taking care of herself. And right on cue, Obora leaps onto the scene to save his dear little swallow in the most unsurprising surprise attack the realm has ever seen. Cease your ramblings, Karasu, before I rip the tongue from your bloody beak. Yeah, our hero is wounded. A stab through the heart. His childhood friends stand before him, blades drawn and hate in their eyes. Oh, the tragedy of it all. The audience sobs. And what's this? A couple of bit players who have forgotten to leave the stage. Did no one tell them their part in the play is long since over? Oh! And the faceless rogue shows surprising skill. Perhaps he yet has a role to play. I will say this much. Unlike a certain someone, at least you intrigue me. But other matters demand our hero's attention. And so the first act must draw us to a close. Come, my pet. Wait, Karasu! Quick to retreat, what? Ever quick to retreat, that one? The two gentlemen from one port. Did you follow me here? Beg pardon, miss. My friend and I here are on behalf of the dutiful sisters. And you, sister, have some questions to answer. I've lived on the underbelly of society long enough to recognize when a man's more than he seems. So make this easy for us, lass. Just who exactly are ye, and what are you doing here? I'm here's hoping for both your sakes that it doesn't involve breaking no code. So, you are the rogues of whom Lady Yogiri spoke. Forgive me. We were remiss in not seeking you out sooner. Very well. You shall know all there is to know. My name is Oboro, and she is Tsubame. We hail from a village in Doma, several thousand miles across the sea. We are, but perhaps you have no word for what we are. In our own tongue, one might call us shinobi. Doma? The imperial province? The same. Though it did not have to be so. Our countrymen fought with honor against the might of Garlemald. What we lacked in number, we made up for with martial prowess. It was a battle we could have won had we not been betrayed by one of our own. Our every secret, our every move known to our foe. The tide of battle turned on the morrow. Thousands of our countrymen were slaughtered, and at day's end, Doma remained under imperial yoke. The traitorous Kerr joined the imperial ranks as chief of their covert operatives, or so they say. That is the man you just met, Karasu, though I am loath to call him a man. To this day, he whispers in the ears of the Garleans, making a mockery of those who once called him friend and brother, but no longer. We have come to Eorzea at our village elder's behest to see that Karasu pays for his crimes with his life. Come to meal a treacherous rook who blew the gab on his comrades? You sound like a right bein' cove, consider all underfoot impressed. Forgive me. This land and its tongue are still new to us. Nonetheless, we were able to lure Karasu here, but more than a few of our comrades gave their lives in the effort. And now this? Was it a sacrifice for naught? Ah, you have my gratitude. When one of our kind falls, tradition dictates that we return their soul to the village, that it may rest with our ancestors. What? Our fallen brother's soul calls out to this man? Could it be a sign? Are we fated to fight as one? I would make you an offer. We will instruct you in our art, the art of ninjutsu. In return, you will share with us your knowledge of this land, that it might serve us in our mission. But Oboro, he is not Domen. He is not of the village. Look around you, Tsubame. Our brothers and sisters are fallen or gravely wounded, and today's failure makes it all too clear. We cannot hope to stand against Karasu without knowing the lay of the land. Can't say I'm thrilled at the prospect of losing a dimber-damber like yourself. But hells! In my younger days, I like being keen to try my fams at some of those techniques myself. And the more my waddles take in, the more these two strike me as Benar and Benar folks. If you're keen to lend them your daddles, I'll not be the one to stand in your way. If you would know more, come to the dock storehouse at Raincatcher Gully. We shall await you there. Who'd have figured, eh? Any road, the choice is yours, Inio. In the meantime, I'm gonna head back to Limsa and report to Jack before he comes and gives me a good clout in the knob. Interesting introduction. And that Karasu character. I had a lot of fun with that. I love flamboyant characters. It gives me a reason to let loose. Love it. Peasants by day, ninjas by night. Tradition forbids us from sharing our art with those from outside our village. Yet watching you hold your own against Karasu today, I cannot deny your potential. And so we meet again. Am I to take your presence to mean that you have chosen to accept our offer? Yes. Thank you. I speak not only for myself and Tsubame, but for our entire village when I say that you have our profound gratitude. What I would tell you next, I would tell you out of the earshot of strangers. The Akubu has been instructed to let only trusted visitors through the doors behind me. When he speaks to you, Ayame, you are to answer Kaede. You need not know what the words mean, only that they will grant you entrance. Makes sense. Ayame. Kaede. Enter. Ooh. This is an interesting interior already. Someone's there. Yome. Welcome, friend of Oboro. What is it you would ask of me? What do you do here? I am called Yume. I hail from Doma, far, far across the seas to the east. And I am shinobi, like my father before me. My father lost his life in battle when the Garlands invaded our land, leaving me alone in this world. When Oboro told me of his mission, I asked to join him, that I too might have my revenge against the traitorous demons who betrayed us. I am but a genin, the least experienced of our kind, and Oboro insists that I am still too young for battle. I believe I am ready, but I do not question his judgment, and so I assist in what ways I can while devoting myself to my training. Welcome, Inio. You stand within the provisional base of operations my people have established in your land of Eorzea. It may not look like much, either without or within, but that is precisely the point. We find it an ideal vantage point from which to observe the comings and goings of Karasu and his men without attracting undue attention to ourselves. My fallen brother saw you as a worthy inheritor to his soul. To honor his memory, I entrust it to you. But soul alone will not make you a shinobi. No, this will require training of the body and mind. Our art, the art of ninjutsu, originated with our ancestors many years ago. Since then, it has been passed down with each generation, mother to daughter, father to son. We draw power from the world around us, the heaven, the earth, and the hearts of man, and channel this power into physical form. I am told that this is similar to your concept of aether, was it? I must confess that Eorzean words and ways remain unfamiliar to me. How does one channel this power, you ask? Through the use of mudra, hand gestures that call forth each of the three forms of energy which I spoke. The first mudra I will teach you will call power from the heavens. In Doma, we call this Ten. You are eager to learn, yes? Attune your soul to that of my fallen brother. Then approach me once more. It is then that your training will begin. 10. Nice. I've been waiting for this. Addition to the daily weapon skills, the gestures known as mudra. We execute our combining one or more following to edit the right order. Our new mudras workers to need door line. Attain a new ninjutsu technique. Confirm the proper mudra order. Actions and traits. Where is it? Traits. Oh wait, we didn't have the gems set yet. There we go. Alright, so we go back to actions and traits. Now it should get unlocked now. Oh, this gets interesting. Okay, nope. I don't want this. Okay. Okay, now we have to reassign this whole thing again. Okay. Why do I have to do this every single time when you put the gem on? Whatever. Okay, where do we put this? Team? Nice music. Oh, whoops. Okay, I'm getting a little confused here. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 15. Okay, let's put that there. Okay, I think we got this now. Oh boy, and we are running out of time. Well, let's do one more. Let's do one more of this ninja. Yes, I can sense it. Though you are not of our blood, the soul of my people is strong in you. You are one of us now, a shinobi. And yet your training has only just begun. Heed my words well, Inio, for the shinobi, blade and mind are one. The weak mind gives rise to a weak blade. The false mind gives rise to a false blade. But the mind that is strong and true, that blade will know no equal. Such were the teachings of my master, his master, and his master's master before him. The shinobi must keep presence of mind at all times, or his blade may as well be one of grass. That is the lesson of the mind. Now we shall begin the lesson of the body. You will recall that the art of ninjutsu involves using hand gestures called mudra to summon the energies of heaven, earth, and man, ten, shi, and jin in the Doman tongue. Myriad techniques can be unleashed depending on the mudra you combined, and the order in which you do so, but perhaps I'm getting ahead of myself. A child must learn to walk before he can run. To begin, I would see you master your first mudra, 10, the mudra of heaven. Summon the energy of heaven and project it forth, and from your hand will fly a flaming star, or Fuma Shuriken. Outside the storehouse, you will find a mokujin, a wooden man of the sort traditionally used in Doma for training. Do as I have told you and strike it with a Fuma Shuriken. I will observe your technique from a distance. So, something new. So we finally start off with a ninja. So this is going to be interesting how this is going to be done. So... Ooh. That's how you do it? And that gets more complex the more you go? I have no words. Yes, that will do, Inio. Clearly, we did not misjudge your potential. Perhaps you have also felt your body becoming lighter. This is but another benefit of your training. You may find yourself able to dance through the air with your blades drawn, but be mindful. The true shinobi sees that no movement is wasted. You demonstrated your skills well against the wooden man, but wood does not strike back. Your next opponent will not be so docile. Prepare yourself. Ooh, we get an instance battle. Ooh, I wonder how this is gonna go. Okay, this is gonna be interesting. Ooh. Okay. Ooh. Ooh. Okay. Okay. Oh, okay. That was interesting. I see. Lady Yugiri spoke true. What Oboro means to say is that he has not seen anyone master the fundamentals of ninjutsu with such swiftness. Is that not so, Oboro? I'm capable of speaking for myself, Tsubame. But it is true. Inyo has exceeded even my own expectations. His blade slices through the air as a fish glides through water. But that is enough training for the day. Now it is my turn to be the student, and you the teacher. I would learn the ways of Eorzea. You will instruct me, yes? You have my gratitude, Inyo. First, I would better know the terrain of Landos... Is something amusing? My bow. I see. Who would have thought that a simple gesture of courtesy would be so complicated? Like this, is it? Forgive him. Oboro has not been quite himself since coming to these shores. It would seem that neither the food nor the climate agrees with him. But let us not forget the stink of those infernal horsebirds. All the more reason for us to complete our mission swiftly and return to more hospitable environs. Anyhow, Inio, that should suffice for the day. Practice well your ninjutsu, and return when you are ready for your next lesson. It would seem you have some more practicing to do as well. Oh, I'm gonna like these. I'm gonna like this crew. All right, that's it for the night for me, guys. I thought I was gonna go do some Heavensward MSQs tonight, but it took a lot longer than I thought it would. But no worries, we made a lot of progress today, and it looks like we are almost there. So I still have to do the story quest for Ninja and the Bard. Actually, no, the Bard is finished. The next one is at 50, but I don't have to worry about the Bard in the meantime. So all that's left is the Machinist, Ninja, and the Red Mage. That's it. Oh, and the Samurai. Other than that, it's pretty simple. We definitely got a lot of done tonight. So, I'll see you guys next time, alright? Thank you so much for coming on to watch me today. So, I'll see you guys very soon, alright? Again, thank you so much for your patience. I'm so glad that I got everything done. All caught up now. So, I'll see you guys next time, alright? Stay safe. I'll see y'all soon.